Picture this. A machine built for one single purpose, obeying orders, gets thrown into a world where nothing obeys anything. No factory, no owner, no task to complete, just wind, waves, and animals that would rather eat each other than listen to a talking box of metal. She doesn't ask to be there. She doesn't even understand why she's still functioning. But somewhere between a cliffside, a machine designed to serve begins to feel. And that changes everything. This is the story of a castaway robot who becomes something no line of code ever planned for. A mother. Stick around because by the end of this, you'll understand exactly why they call her the Wild One. A violent storm rips through the ocean, and a cargo vessel loses its most valuable freight. Only one survives the wreck and washes ashore on a remote, untouched island. Crashing waves pin her against the base of a cliff, battering her again and again until, almost on instinct, she studies the local crabs scaling the rock face and copies their movement to climb to safety. Once she reaches solid ground, she does the only thing she was built to do. She looks for someone who needs help.
Do you need assistance?
The problem is, out here, nobody asked for her. Determined to find a task, she activates her learning protocols and begins absorbing the calls, chirps, and growls of every creature around her, piecing together an entire animal language from scratch. But understanding them doesn't mean they understand her. To the terrified wildlife, she isn't a helper. She's a monster, a hulking stranger unlike anything they've ever seen. Every attempt to reach out ends in panic, chaos, or an injury of her own. And all the while, the island carries on with its own brutal rhythm, predators hunting prey exactly as nature intends, indifferent to the outsider trying to fit in. With no one willing to accept her help, she tries to call for retrieval, a signal home. But a sudden lightning strike and a frantic animal ambush leave her signal device stolen and broken. Chasing the thief into a dark cave to reclaim it, she stumbles into something far more dangerous, a massive, short-tempered grizzly who wants her gone. Fleeing for her life, she crashes straight through a nest, destroying every egg but one. Scanning it, she detects something extraordinary, a small life still growing inside. And whether she intends to or not, she's just taken her first step toward an entirely new kind of purpose. After fending off a hungry, opportunistic fox with his eye on an easy meal, she watches the egg finally crack open. A tiny gosling emerges, and immediately imprints on the first thing he sees, her. He follows her everywhere, chirping and nuzzling, utterly convinced she's his mother, while she has no idea what any of it means.
Understand this response.
Desperate to hand him off, she tries leaving him with a weary opossum mother already raising a litter of her own. The opossum initially fears the worst, but softens once she realizes the gosling keeps waddling straight back to the robot, refusing to accept anyone else. The opossum explains a hard truth. Baby geese bond for life with whoever they see first, whether that being wanted the responsibility or not. Realizing she has no assigned task, and that her only remaining directive is to return to her factory, the opossum gives her a new purpose instead.
Taking care of him is your task now. They all need to eat, but yours needs to swim and fly.
Raise this gosling.
He's got to leave this island before winter, or... how do I put this delicately? Yeah.
Teach him to eat, to swim, and to fly, before winter forces the flock to migrate. The same fox who once eyed the egg as dinner now sees an opportunity of his own, offering to help train the gosling in exchange for the free meals that come along with the job. The fox's motives are selfish at first, but he's also undeniably useful, showing the little bird how to dig for food and testing the waters quite literally on swimming lessons. As the robot builds them a proper shelter, an odd little household forms, a machine, a fox, and a gosling she names in honor of his growing feathers. He learns to swim, checking off one more milestone, but a devastating encounter with a wild flock changes everything. The other geese reveal that his real family died because of her. And heartbroken, he lashes out, declaring that she was never truly his mother at all. Searching for guidance, she rebuilds a fallen sister unit from scavenged parts and asks for help completing her now impossible task.
I have a task that has become impossible. The processing that used to happen here
is now coming more from here.
Running a diagnostic, the newly built robot uncovers something startling.
You overrode your programming?
I have been overwriting my code for months.
She has been quietly rewriting her own programming again and again, just to keep caring for a bird that was never her responsibility. By every technical standard, she's malfunctioning, defective, and yet, offering her own transmitter as a way home, she urges her to give up this whole detour and return to the factory where she belongs.
You have become the wrong thing. You must return to factory. Take this. They will fix you.
Just as the winter migration begins forming overhead, with almost no time left to prepare him for flight. With the clock running out, she turns to a fierce, fast peregrine falcon for one final lesson, the hardest one of all. Between brutal practice runs and a few words of wisdom from the flock's aging leader, the gosling finally masters flight just in time to join the migration south. As the geese soar off, they pass over a flooded, half-submerged Golden Gate Bridge, a quiet reminder of just how much the wider world has changed. Left behind and alone as winter buries the island in snow, she reactivates her old signal calling for home, only to shut it off the instant her old employers respond. Mid-migration, a violent storm forces the flock to take shelter inside a company greenhouse, accidentally triggering a security alert that sends robotic enforcers after them. The elder leader gives his life so the young gosling can guide the others to safety, his early exposure to machines making him the only one calm enough to lead. Back on the island, she and the fox brave a brutal blizzard to rescue every last creature, herding natural enemies into one shared shelter. Old instincts flare and fights break out until the fox, backed by the once terrifying grizzly, convinces them all to hold a fragile truce. Spring arrives, and she wakes to find peace still holding across the island, and her gosling returning home a hero, finally accepted by the very flock that once rejected him. She quietly slips away without saying goodbye, but her escape is short-lived. A recovery ship arrives, commanded by a ruthless retrieval unit intent on dragging her back by force. Realizing he never got to see her again, the fox turns back with her. As enforcer robots descend on the island, the animals rise together to fight back, but their pursuer detonates the damaged units, setting the forest ablaze and capturing her in the chaos. Every ally she's made comes back for her at once. The flock and the falcon storming the dropship, the animals racing to smother the flames, and her grown gosling diving straight into danger to save the mother who raised him. Just when she appears completely shut down, the bond between them proves stronger than any override, restoring her systems in time to take down her captor and pull him to safety before the ship goes down. In the end, she chooses to return to the company that built her, not out of obligation, but to shield the island she's come to love from ever being threatened again. And that's the journey. From a nameless machine washed up on a hostile shore, to a mother who broke every rule she was ever given for a bird that wasn't even her own. The island keeps its peace. The gosling keeps flying home to visit her. And somewhere between duty and love, a robot proved that the wildest thing she ever did was care. If this breakdown hit you right in the feels, smash that like button, subscribe for more animated deep dives, and drop a comment telling me which moment got you the most. See you in the next one.